प्रणाम स्वीकार करो साई महादेवा। प्रणाम स्वीकार करो साई महादेवा।
In the last post, we began analyzing Message 14. Here is Message 14 in Sanskrit, as spoken by Jackie. And here is the translation of Message 14 by Sanskrit scholar Professor Timilsina. Message 14 begins, "Believer, I am the Buddha." It goes on to say that the teacher is divine wisdom, absolute truth. As I understand, absolute truth in Mahayana Buddhism is emptiness, non-attachment, similar to the Hindu Advaitic path of non-attachment, the Advaitic practice of neti, 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 not this, not this, not this. This path entails not holding to bodies and feelings, names and forms. Being empty of attachments reveals love. Continuation of Message 14. The male principle time and the female principle wisdom constitute the ritual knowledge. Both time and wisdom are for the sacrifice of ego through absolute devotion. This is the brilliant sun to dispel darkness and leads to the awakening. Message 14 says that this is the time for the sacrifice of ego mind, as Swami teaches. The teaching of the destruction of the ego might be counterintuitive to some, as it means transcending the mind, our attachment to the body, and our attachment to the external world. In other words, attachment to duality. What man has to achieve primarily is the purification and final annihilation of the Antakarana, inner instrument, meaning the mind. The whole world, along with its joys and sorrows, vices and virtues, truth and untruth, justice and injustice, etc., is in the mind only. Satya Sai Baba. The messages integrate Dharma and Advaita. We must counter bad behavior while still loving all. Swami has given the teaching of the struggle of following Dharma as follow the Father, face the devil, fight to the end, finish the game. Here Professor Timilsina discusses how Sai integrates Dharma and Advaita in his directive to love all.
There are two things clearly said in these texts. One is the philosophical goal, which is a sort of recognition of the self, which is almost used synonymously. Three terms: the Parabrahman, the Buddha of light, and Sai Baba. Number one, the text is non-dual. Number two, when it has to describe the truth, the reality, it uses Parabrahman, Sat, or the Buddha of light. And the third thing is it gives you a moral imperative. The text repeatedly talks about yajna, vidya, and so there is the urge to act. So the text is not a passive Vedanta like the early models of understanding Vedanta. The text integrates karma and yajna in process of realization. So this is not really the any of the original schools of philosophy. There's like because karma and yajna are not essential to the self-realization in the Sankaraji school of Advaita, and this text mostly resembles some of the Neo-Vedanta teachings. I would say mostly maybe the Sai Baba's teachings itself, or the other contemporary people like studying Vivekananda. So those kind of people, contemporary people who are more active and service oriented and still follow that non-dual philosophy. So there is a sort of spiritual activism inside these messages, which I read as very meaningful.
Swami is ready to give us a higher wisdom that transcends separate names and forms. Sai teaches that we must love all. Here is Satya Sai Baba inviting us to merge in him. Here Swami tells us how important is this time, not only for preparation for the Satya Yuga, but for the attainment of the wisdom of oneness, for merging back into him. In a letter to his students, Swami wrote, "My dear children, awake, awake, awake. There is no time for slumber. You have been asleep and dreaming for thousands of lifetimes. If you do not awaken now, this chance may not come again for thousands more. Come with me. Separation is no longer the order of the day. I separated myself from myself so that I could love myself more. The experience is finished. I want all of myself to return and merge into me, the only one." A comment for clarity. Sai is saying here that the experience of separation is finished, and Sai wants all separate names and forms to merge back into the one. This is the time for attaining the wisdom of oneness that the miraculous messages describe, where we understand that all creation is a manifestation of God and is pure love. That does not mean that we must accept bad behavior. We must protect Dharma and counter bad behavior with pleasant speech that reflects God's teaching. And that fundamental teaching is to love all. The last portion of Message 14 reads, "The age is the expression or reflection of its wisdom, and wisdom is the expression or reflection of the age. This is the truth." A comment. The phrase, "the age is the expression or reflection of its wisdom," and "wisdom is the expression or reflection of the age," is Sai Baba's teaching of reaction, reflection, resound. This means that the outer world is a reflection of our inner wisdom, and the way we uphold Dharma in the outer world, especially countering adharma, purifies inner wisdom. The inner and outer are linked. Looking at the third paragraph of Message 14, we see that we gain strength from upholding virtue, but only absolute devotion to God that sees God as the only reality can give us the strength to dissolve ego. The brilliant sun of absolute devotion allows us to overcome ego mind, to attain divine vision that sees all as love. When the inner wisdom and outer world are different, then the way we sacrifice to change the world leads to a purification of love wisdom in our inner world, and vice versa. But when there is only one, when the inner and outer are the same and all is love, then the action and reaction is only Brahman love. Only absolute devotion can dissolve ego. Only absolute devotion is the brilliant sun to dispel darkness and leads to the awakening. This is the truth.
प्रणाम स्वीकार करो साई महादेवा 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 साई महादेवा साई महादेवा साई महादेवा साई महादेवा साई